Donald Trump's hand-picked FBI director, Kash Patel, is botching yet another investigation, but it gets worse. Before we get to that, we need to talk about the death of Rob Reiner, a legendary filmmaker, director, writer.
Oh, God.
I'll have what she's having.
You can't handle the truth.
These go to 11.
But Rob and his wife Michelle were tragically killed this weekend. In a story that should generate a blanket wave of sympathy, Donald Trump took a different path. Posting this on Truth Social, a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife Michelle. So far, okay. Reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He doesn't care. He saw a prominent figure in Hollywood die, and that person didn't like Trump, so he thought, why not go in there and make this story about me? The main character of the universe. And it really shows you what a sick piece of shit this guy is. That even somebody who harassed a survivor of a school shooting, Marjorie Taylor Greene, thought this tweet was a bridge too far. She took to social media to condemn Donald Trump's post, saying this is a personal family matter, not one about political enemies. Thomas Massie, another conservative, joined in and said that it was inappropriate. But it's really just those two, and those two have been critical of Trump for a while now. Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't running again, and Donald Trump already has Thomas Massie in his crosshairs for daring to defy him. So neither of them really have anything to lose. Where's the rest of the conservative movement? Those same MAGA figures who told us in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death that violence is unacceptable and we all need to tone down our rhetoric. So where are they in this moment? They're nowhere to be found. And mind you, we're on the heels of a CBS town hall with Erica Kirk where she condemned incendiary rhetoric that leads to violence.
Will you condemn the violent rhetoric of Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth?
No, I will never agree with political violence.
But they're going to ignore this like they ignore every single thing Trump does. But again, it gets worse because he was asked about it in a press conference on Monday and he doubled down.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. So he became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country, yeah.
We should also take a second to reflect on how Rob Reiner reacted to Charlie Kirk's death.
I want to ask you, when you first heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems.
This isn't the only clusterfuck the Trump administration is dealing with just today, because Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, is botching yet another investigation, this time at Brown University. Similar to the Charlie Kirk case, Kash Patel announced on social media that a person of interest was in custody, and then they let that person go, because they had the wrong person. Even the local police is throwing the FBI under the bus. We are now a few days out from this shooting, and there is zero information on this shooter. Kash Patel is doing such a bad job as director of the FBI that right-wing comedian and podcaster Tim Dillon had this to say.
I imagine if there was a discrepancy on a DoorDash order, the head of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Kash Patel, would not be able to secure my credit of $11.90. what is this guy doing? I mean, the guy that did this to Charlie's, his parents turned him in. I mean, what could Kash Patel run? This is kind of an interesting question. What organization could Kash Patel run credibly? I don't know. Anyway, Max Blumenthal.
I mean, he makes a fair point. Would you trust Kash Patel? Do you have faith in him? Maybe Kash Patel was out visiting his girlfriend or yelling at FBI agents to take her drunk friend home. Across the board, this administration is defined by ineptitude. It is a government run by sycophants whose only qualification is showing loyalty and allegiance to Trump. And now we all have to live with the consequences.